going? Welcome. I'm Old Timer. We're going to do another stream here, but this time we're starting from scratch. We are going to experience the growth of a brand new character with the mods, and we're probably not going to see a whole lot of input from magic drops and things like that until we get to the Black Forest. So we'll get there as quickly as we can, but we're going to start off with absolutely nothing. Hey, how's it going, Tiger? We are naked and afraid, as the TV show would say. But I need to figure out a name for this dude, or maybe I make it a dudette. If it's a dudette, she definitely needs to have some hair. Dude, yeah, Epic Loot is such a great mod. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. Should we give her a beard? Oh, it doesn't give us the chance. All right, let's go with the ultra blonde. Maybe not that blonde. There we go. Okay, but I do need a name for our shield maiden. Ooh, I've got a great one. That's an incredibly Norse sounding name. Also happens to be my wife's name. Jamie. Let's go with Inger, and yeah, let's go ahead and give this a start. So we're going to start this in a brand new world, and it's going to be Inger's world because she is definitely the one in charge. And we're going to start with the Harpy / Valkyrie. I still can't figure out what it is that drops us off here at the beginning. It is, I thought it was a Valkyrie, but I've always pictured Valkyrie as, you know, much more human-shaped with wings. This one looks more like a harpy, which is more bird than human, but still female. So I don't know. We'll take a look at it. Maybe you can help me out deciding exactly what it is that is dropping Inger off into the wilds, naked and afraid. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the bows that held their prison to the world tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard to send his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Dead to the world, they would be born again in Valheim. Okay, so Inger is a former warrior hoping to reestablish glory in this new world, to earn her place in Valheim. So, Harpy, Valkyrie, love your input. What do you think? Because as far as I know, this is the only appearance of this beast, creature, character thing. I mean, it could be a female wearing a bird's mask, but yeah, I don't know. Hard to tell. But she unceremoniously dumps Inger into the wilds. And she's left to do her thing. She does have help from Hugin, though, and we're just going to buzz through Hugin. He's basically just giving us some pointers on how to play the game. But we've done this a couple times, so we're pretty comfortable with what we need to do. So I'll just open up the dialogues and get him out of the way, just so he doesn't bug, because otherwise he'll bug. He will make many appearances throughout the opening scenes here. All right, so we are getting just enough materials here to craft something. I'm gonna look at the map here. So this is the path that we were dropped off in. And this looks like all meadows to here, and there's the Black Forest in the lower right. So we want to kind of make our way there eventually. Um, we should probably build something safe just to get started near here. And then there's a nice big wide open meadow right over there. Let's go check that out. Hey, improved my run. Now the cool thing about Valheim Plus is they give you the information on how close you are to leveling up a skill in that upper left-hand corner. Very, very handy. Okay, I think we have enough materials here to build or craft a hammer to make our first items. I'm just going to gather a whole bunch of stuff. The cool thing is these items will respawn. And so by getting them early, it means that they will respawn sooner. All right. A little concerned at the fact that that's the water level right here. So if I dig down to this depth at any point in the clearing of a place for my place, it'll be underwater. So this is a good starting spot. There's a lot of berries in the area, water nearby, so that when I want to put a boat in, I'll have to see if this goes all the way out to the ocean or if this is just a lake. I haven't seen too many pure lakes. There's usually a tributary there. Okay, well, let's go ahead and craft our first item here, and that would be the hammer. We can also build the axe. And the axe, ooh, and the club as well. Good. All right, so we got a really good start here. Let's go ahead and get Hugin out of the way. Okay. Let's find a good flat spot. Yeah, probably right over here. Equip the axe and get rid of this big old stump. Look at that. Already level 2 in harvesting wood. All right. First thing we want to do is build, equip the hammer. We want to get our first, ooh, we can't do the crafting table yet. We need 4 more wood. No problem. We don't want that. Let's go ahead and move that out. We'll make our axe. And this is just the kind of the layout I'm used to. Okay, I don't need, yeah, there we go. Now the torch is really good early on when you're fighting the graylings, because you can hit them with it and they will not hit back. They are deathly afraid of the torch. So it's a really good starting weapon against them. See, I can just follow him around. He's just going to run away and not strike back. So, very handy. And if you use that as your primary weapon, it'll actually ignite the dudes, and they, you know, not very effective at that point. Okay, I think we have enough now to build ourselves a workbench. We'll get it right up here at the highest point. Boom. Hey, Hugin, yeah. All right, we can build ourselves. I'm going to put this rock in here, and I'll explain that in just a moment. But typically you don't want a rock in the middle of your stuff, but let's go ahead and put this up here as number 4. Can we do? Oh, he ran away. So yeah, look at all the things I can craft now. All right. Let's get some more wood. things like the stones or you find on the ground, the dead trees like that, I call them deadfall. That stuff is regenerative. The larger stones, like these here, are pretty much permanent until you destroy them, of course. Okay, let's start building our makeshift residence. And this is mostly just a starter to keep us warm and keep us out of the elements while we get ourselves ready to face the real world. All right. Where'd you go? Huh? Where'd you go? He's run away. Okay, so he's going to run around on fire. He can do anything he wants to me at this point, but he will not because he's deathly afraid of the torch. So it's an easy and quick kill, and you get the resin there. That's a 100% drop from the Greylings. And it's pretty important. However, with the current mod that I've got, it's not a necessity. It is at the very beginning, but you can get by with fewer because the way this mod works is once you've started a fire or a torch or a brazier, whatever it is, you don't have to, keep harvesting wood or resin rather to keep it going. It's lit and it stays lit. And think what you will about cheating or whatever. I think it's a good thing. I'm a big fan of not having to stress where I'm going to get or how I'm going to get enough resin to keep everything lit. I really do enjoy creating a cool environment with lights. And if I use a whole bunch of torches and sconces and I have to every day go through and load them all up with resin, it's going to be a drag. Okay, so this right here I believe spawns berries. These do not. So I'm going to clear those out, and because they'll give me some wood and they'll also clear the land so that I'm not tripping over things as I'm sprinting to and from my humble abode. So I could take on the larger trees. It would just take a while. They're pretty beefy. This tree right here I cannot take out until I get myself a better axe. So in the Bronze Age, once I've got a bronze axe, then yeah, look out tree, because I'm going to kick your butt. But until then, you are safe. Oops, like that. Typically what I would do in this situation is I would, level everything out. But because I don't have the technology to create that tool yet, it will not happen. Let's see how long I can go without this falling apart. Typically you have to be in contact with the ground. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut it off. Probably right there. That's all the room we need. Got a rock. We've got our workbench nearby-ish. And we'll save some of the wood here. We'll create ourselves a fire. And start working on the roof. And I guess we should put in a door, right? I guess it's kind of important. We will be heading off in that direction the most often, so let's put the door over here. And let's go with the full-on big boy door. There we go. All right. And let's put the fire over here in the corner. Oh, need more stone. Thought I had plenty of stone. Okay. We will not be able to get anything other than these loose stones until we get a pickaxe. And that won't happen until we've killed our first boss, Eikthyr. More than likely we won't get to that point tonight, but we'll see. I'll see how close we can get. But Eikthyr is a good fight. I enjoy that one. I really like it because it does encourage the use of the bow. And pretty much every role-playing game I've ever played, I've preferred playing a ranged attacker. Even if I'm playing a rogue, that character's going to have a bow. All right. And this over here is flint, and that will be used very soon to craft a flint axe, which is an improvement over the stone axe. It will just cut down trees more quickly, it does more damage. You can see the little numbers are 6.6, 5.7, 6.3. When I get a flint axe, those numbers will be up higher, which means the tree will be cut down more quickly. You can see the pig over there is freaking out. I wonder why. You'll no say. Okay. Put in our first fire. Doing this early really does help in establishing how you're going to build your building. Knowing that you're going to need a chimney, otherwise you're going to take a lot of damage from the smoke. And I've seen a couple of videos of people brand new playing the game and they die while in their home. They're wondering, what the hell happened? Well, you succumbed to smoke inhalation. You didn't vent your fire. You gotta vent your fire. What's going on? Alright, that's weird. There we go. This is the first time I've actually built a residence with a full wall and a half wall. Typically I use two full walls, or I'll do two full walls on one side and then just one wall on the other, single wall. So we'll see. All right. Easiest way to go here is this direction. There we go. Not bad. We got a lot done there before we needed to go get more wood. Take out the saplings. Cool thing is they will drop sap. Not always, but often enough to add to your supply. So while I'm explaining all this, I'm really doing kind of a speed run. I want to get as far into this as possible because I really want to get to the point where we get to see our first drop using the mod Epic Roots. It's, as Ace Dog mentioned earlier, it's a really cool... Aw. My stone axe broke. Let's see if I can... I don't think I can repair it because I have to put a roof on my... Let's see if I can do it. If I can get a roof over this. Will that count? Probably not. Too exposed, yeah. All right, I'm going to move that inside then. There we go. And see if we can do it right here. All right. And what's really, really nice about these apps, Valheim Plus, as soon as you click on a workbench, boom, automatically fixes, repairs whatever needs to be repaired. You don't have to hit repair over and over again once for each item that you're repairing. It's very, very handy. Okay, I can make the hoe. Everybody say hoe. And I can make the Flint Axe, which I'm going to go ahead and do because that's a much more efficient way of collecting items. All right, we're almost to nightfall. And so getting the roof done as possible would be good. See, now I'm taking these out in 1 or 2 swings. A lot more efficient. Now, I'm not familiar with this seed. I used a random one for this. There are, I don't know how many seeds there are, but there are a handful that are regarded as preferable to others. Mainly because there are many different biomes that are, many different biomes that are close together, and or because the trader is nearby. Now, for me, having the trader nearby would be a huge plus. The trader takes on a whole different possibility with epic loots. Or I don't think there's an S or a Z on there. I think it's just epic loot. That mod takes you from very basic offerings from the trader to something a little bit more exciting and enticing. It gives quests that send you out to go find and kill specific mobs, which is not a part of the game traditionally. It just gives you a chance to go out and experience something a little different. All right, let's see how much more we can get done here. It's always that race to, okay, am I going to get this built before the first rain? Am I going to be in trouble? Now, because this is our first house, we're not going to worry about a floor. We're not going to worry about getting things perfectly aligned. This is our temporary housing. So it's just a matter of getting some protection. And I'll get some torches up here in just a moment so that we can see a little bit more clearly. In fact, let me do that now before we run out of materials. Cool thing is, these torches are now lit and I don't have to worry about them. They will stay lit. Hallelujah. So, big plus. All right, do that without catching on fire. Okay. Finish off these end walls and we are just about done with our starter home. And once this is done, I'm going to show you why I chose to keep that rock there. It's pretty... gotta be facing the right direction. It's actually a really useful tool for raising your skills. All right, we're going to leave that there because we are building the chimney in. There we go. Oh, just ran out of wood. Okay, but not bad. You got a lot done. Hey, Hugin's got more to share. What's up, Hugin? Give me the dish, bird. Be wary of the weather. Yep. One step ahead of you there, birdie. And as soon as I get enough materials gathered up here, I'm going to craft a bed so that we don't have to do all this stuff at night in the dark. So bear with me as I get all of this squared away. Leave me alone. All right. You know what? I do have a torch. Yeah, we'll just use the torch for a little bit. And looking for stuff I know I can cut down without regretting it. I could take down the big trees now, but those take just a little long. Let's see if we have enough now. I feel like I'm getting ready for the Olympics. All right. What happened? Okay, there. Yeah, let's put this last little one in here. And all right. I knew something didn't look right. I think I can get away with a half wall there. Yeah. And just that. Oh. So wood saver, yay! Is that high enough? Low enough? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we'll come out to the outside. We're going to build some steps up so that we can finish off this chimney proper. Oh, I may not need steps. Let me try the old sprint and jump here. Yes. All right. Haha, can't get me up here. Okay. Let's see. Dunzo. Oh, almost dunzo. Am I going the wrong direction? What's going on here? Oh, I see. Yeah, it's not meant to do that. All right, let's just use a half wall then. There we go. Okay. Let's go take care of Grayling before he gets all sad and lonely. All right. Do we have enough to build the bed? Because if... Aw. What happened here? All right. Obviously didn't vent it very well. Let me go out and fix the thing. It's one of the things they've done really well with the game. If you don't properly vent it, it will just go out. What did I mess up here? Let me see here. Is that going to... Yeah. Taking smoke damage. What do I need to do? Let's try a 45. It's going to... Let's see if it stays lit with that. All right. I think we're good. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is craft a bed very near to the fire. And we do. All right. Oh, hello, Hugin. That's my bed. Thank you. All right. Claiming the bed. So now anytime I die, no matter where I am in the world, I will spawn right here. No, you can't sleep with me. Go away. Oh, that's disgusting. Dirty bird. Oh, left already. Didn't even leave a note. Fine. Okay, repaired our stuff. Now we've got food. And these food items will add to our stamina and our health. As you can see, the smoke damage took me down to 20. I take one of each of these. I can eat as many as 3 different foods. And they'll boost my health and my stamina. Okay, next quest. We want to get to the Black Forest as soon as we can. So to do that, we're going to need to craft a bow. And I know I can't craft one yet. Let me see here. Yeah, I have to do it from the workbench. Let's see. I can craft arrows, but I do need, I believe it's leather. Whether it be leather scraps, I think for the crude bow, I think I can get by with leather scraps, which is the boar. And there's the boar right over here. Boars can be tough. At this level. Okay. I can make my tunic and a crude bow and a shield and other stuff, which is good. And a raft. They're already giving me the opportunity to take off on a boat. That's kind of cool. So we're going to get as many materials as possible to craft a bow and a bunch of arrows. And amazingly, we will be able to do so much of the game with nothing but wood arrows. Fire arrows, definitely a huge plus in certain fights, like against the elder trolls. But, you know, really, you can do both those fights with nothing but wood and arrows. Yeah. Let's see how we're doing here after we take out Grilling. Hello! So I did a couple points of damage there, but because the food is still fresh in me, my health regenerates very quickly. And boom, I'm right back in. Okay. What do we need to make the crude bow? We need 7 more leather scraps. We only got 1 from that boar. We've got some hunting to do. Let's see, we've got 39 wood. We can craft some arrows now to prep. Armor, I try to avoid being hit, especially if I'm bow hunting. So I usually put that off until I absolutely need to. But let's go find some boars. Now, typically, when the boars are spawned, they're not alone. It's usually 2 or 3 in the same area. So I killed the first one over here. Let's see if there's a mate. Early game, you'll be killing a lot of boars and even more deer. The deer are definitely all the way up through the mid game. You'll be using leather hides from deer. Oh, and one thing I should point out, it may look like I've got really crappy graphics, especially when it comes to the ground. That's because I've turned off the vegetation. I could put everything else is up at high, but I can turn that back up to high, and boom, it looks fantastic. The downside is I have a hard time seeing berries and mushrooms. That's a very lush environment. It's going to be very difficult to find a lot of the things that I would need to survive. So, yeah, I spend a lot of the game with my vegetation turned off. It just, you know, to a certain degree, makes it look a little bit more janky. But when you're trying to get all of the things you need to survive early on, it's really important that you be able to see. Now, if you look on the map, in the upper right-hand corner, the little mini map, it shows you where you've made your bed. Now, I haven't gone into the map and labeled that as my home yet. Typically, what I would do is pull up my map, zoom in, and get my little home thing here, and boom, put that in, and there we go. Until you do that, they give you that little bed icon so that if you do end up wandering around in the fog like I am right now, you'll know exactly how to get back. Because you don't want to have to start over and build a whole new home without having, you know, all of the stuff you'd already collected. So I know we're looking for boars right now, but you can never have too many resources. Oops, there we go. Ooh, a deer. Okay. This is difficult to do without a bow. And early on, your sneak skill is really poor. But I'm going to see if I can get this deer using melee. Sneaking up behind. Well, what do you know? Hey, got a trophy as well. Okay. You can see here, I'm overloaded. I got a lot of stuff here that I may not need. I'm going to toss this stone axe for now. And that'll help me pick up one of the meats. Let's get rid of these stone. There we go. The trophy is important because you're going to need that to summon the first boss. To kill Eikthyr, you have to sacrifice a couple of those trophies. So we're already halfway there, which is fantastic. I'm going to boogie back to the base here and store some items. I'm going to build a chest and make some space. Because early on, your inventory space is not an issue. It's the weight that you can carry is the issue. 300 stone, or whatever it is that they use as a measurement. Ooh, let's take care of this first. Ooh, all right. Okay, we are a quarter of the way there on our leather scraps, so that's good. Take care of that. Okay. Building our first chest. I'm going to put these nearby. Another thing that this add-on does that's really cool, and these are all options that you can configure yourself. You can turn them on, turn them off, but there's an option in there where you can pull crafting items directly from the chest without having them in your inventory. For example, all of my wood now is in this chest. If I come up here to the workbench, I can craft some arrows using the wood that's in that chest. Whereas in the traditional form of the game, you have to have it in your inventory. It is a very freeing experience to be able to just store it, get it out of the way, and get back to the business of gathering materials. I'm a big fan of that. All right, one of the things I do want to do is put a couple torches up here, because what this will do is help me find my my residence here in the middle of the night. So let's come up here and craft furniture. Boom. Yeah, we'll just put one there and right there. Also, what this does is it tells me where the front door is. The door. Can I put it right there? Yeah, okay. The door kind of blends in, especially when you're looking at it through the fog. Is the front door right there? I'm not really sure until I get closer. But those torches will help orient me, especially if I'm in a rush. All right, did I empty enough? Yeah. Ooh, I forgot I've got a rag tunic. Oh, it's already equipped. So that's good to know, because I could easily have wasted my leather scraps crafting a rag tunic, but hey, you get one from the start. Which is good, because I'm sure Inger doesn't want to go running around with her shirt off. Okay, let's explore a little bit. Find a couple more pigs. We need 6 more to craft our bow. Crafting that bow is going to make deer hunting a lot easier. Okay. So luckily the boar are pretty darn close to our spot here. So there's one. Let's see if we can stumble across the other here in the fog. There is a setting, and I've chosen to disable it, but actually it started off disabled, where you can access any level loot at any level of the game. And for me, if I were to have iron armor drop right now, that would be broken. It'd be nice just to be able to say, all right, moving on to the next zone, boom, boom, boom. I like to experience the game. I like to, you know, a lot of times I'll slow play something just to experience it from the ground up. Right now, I'd like to go quickly enough so as not to be boring in a stream, to get this character up to a level where she can actually get, at the very least, you know, first level magic items, and I have to distinguish them, because I still consider them all magic items, but really magic is what they refer to the tier 1 magic drops. The tier 2 magic drops are rare, then epic, and legendary. And that's where they stand currently. I'm sure that will morph at some point, maybe, I don't know. So I'm glad the fog is cleared up, looking for anything that gives us leather at this point. We've been able to sneak up on a deer and get one kill in. Not an easy thing to do. Because you have to see your prey first. If they see you first, no luck. They're gonna bolt. And without a bow, there's no hope. Now the cool thing is, they will calm down and return to pretty much the same area they were before. They're very monogamous that way. So if I scare somebody off, a lot of times I'll just go stealth, hang out, wait for them to calm down and come back. And then go in for the easy kill. Doesn't always work that way, but that's the hope. So this right here is a spawner for skeletons. So after the sun goes down, there's a chance of skeletons spawning right there. I just picked up 5 coins. A lot of times what you'll find are skeletal remains right there. And I believe if you pick those up, that means the skeleton will no longer spawn there. I may be wrong. If you know differently, feel free to leave a comment in chat. I spent a lot of hours playing the game, but I'm in no way a genius when it comes to all of the ins and outs. So if there's something here that might not be 100% as you know it, let me know in chat. I'd like to have a good conversation about it for sure. So you'll also see there are a lot of dandelions around. And again, you won't see those with the vegetation on. Or I'll show you. Come back over here to settings, graphics, vegetation max. Yeah, you'd have to really be looking for them and keep a very close eye out to see that. But at a distance, if I'm running around, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not going to see that. Same thing with a lot of the sticks that I'm just picking up off the ground. I need to be able to see them. So, what about medium? That's better, I guess. Is it perfect? No, we'll give it a try. Just looks like a little power surge there. It looks like we're in a drought here. That's what it looks like. But we're looking for more pigs and more deer. But as we increase the circle around our home base, we get a chance to see where the berries spawn. That's a pretty good little berry patch right here. Ooh. Now, when you find a building, these are left over from the first round of heroes that were dropped off on the planet unceremoniously. And sometimes they leave something behind. First thing we want to do is make sure there aren't any bees in there. Bees would be good, but at this level they'd kick your butt. But there's no box, no chest in there, so no goodies at this point. That's all right. Because that would be the one place where you might actually find a magic item at this level. And really, magic items can be okay, they can be useful-ish, and then there are others that are just straight up game breakers. Really. There's one ability that you can get called water walking, and it allows you to really just walk on water. I call them my Jesus pants. I've got those on another character, and it's pretty sick. I try not to abuse it, but there have been times where if I were to run all the way around a peninsula or a lake or something, it would take forever. So I'll just put those pants on and run right straight across. At one point today, I was running through an ocean area. And I was worried because typically I'll stay in the biome where I started, either the Black Forest or the meadows. But this one all of a sudden turned to ocean. I'm like, oh crap. I could be, oh, my inventory's full. I could be attacked by a full-on, drawing a blank here, sea serpent. Wow. I've only had a little bit of this, I promise. Now, what that fight would be like, I really don't know. How would I handle it on foot? Would it be easier because I don't have to worry about hitting a boat? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and clear out some inventory here. Look at that. Loading up. And we got some meat here. So let's come over and craft a way to cook the meat. Oh, you actually have to have them on you. All right, so that doesn't work for all of the crafting abilities. But cooked meat is definitely a big step up from the fruit. And it's not an either or thing at this level. I'll put that up there as my number 3, or number 6 actually. And so when I see that I'm out of food down here, I will just do 4, 5, 6, and boom, I will have consumed all of that, and my health goes up accordingly. Okay, we've created some space there. Okay, 5 more of these and we can create our first bow. All right. Ooh, enemies nearby. Excellent. Where are these enemies? Ah, there you are. Cool. Okay, now I could go to sleep right now, and that would be good, but I wanted to show you this rock and what we can do with it, and how it's actually pretty effective for early game skill improvement. All right, so I've got my axe. Oh no, it's too low. Never mind. All right, if I had a bow, shoot. How could I do this? Yeah, if I had a bow, I could just shoot my bow at the rock and the skill would go up, just like I'm shooting at prey, which early in the game, very, very handy, because early on you suck with the bow. Not horribly, but noticeably. Let me think, how can I bring the, let me craft a hoe and see if I can bring down the area low enough to actually hit. And let's try that. I don't think that's low enough. It is. All right. So I'm not doing any physical damage to anything. So if I were to attack a wall or something, I could still have the same effect, but it would destroy whatever it is I'm attacking. But here, I'm just leveling up. You see in the upper left-hand corner, 98%, boom, axe is 12. So if you've got a skill that you know that you're going to be using later on. Now my axes, I use those a lot. I want to get ready for the mace because at the, Black Forest into the swamps, especially the swamps, you're going to be using the mace a lot. So if you can craft your first mace and already have a good skill level, it's a win. And the reason why I put this inside the camp here is so that we're getting, I need to put the campfire over here. We have rested experience. And that means our skills are going up more quickly by, I think, 50%. But yeah, you can see how quickly your skills go up early on, for sure. But the fact I've already got level 7, 8, and the rest it is going down. So what I'll do is, once that's out, I'll just take a few more steps into the room and reset rested experience. So what I would do normally is at night, rather than sleep, I would just work on my skills. And then when the sun comes up and I can see better, boom, go out and adventure, go find my stuff. But for tonight, let's go ahead and sleep. Pigs, deer. That's what we need right now. So I'm going to stop with the gathering because I think we have a pretty good stockpile of wood for now. Yeah, I'd say, was that 236 wood? Not bad. One more deer trophy, as much of the hide as we can get, but definitely 5 more leather scraps to craft our first bow. Birds eventually will play an important part because you're going to need their feathers. Okay. To explore a new area, I need to try and get there as quickly as possible because I don't want to lose too many hours of the day. So I'm going to load up on food now to up my stamina. And now I can run longer. Ah, that's a boar. There's a deer off to the left there. Come on, boar. Oh. He saw me. Did the deer freak out? Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like we lost the deer. I think there was deer here. Maybe I'm seeing things. Oh no, there it is. They'll freak out and they'll run out into the water, which is funny, but he's beyond that 4th tree there, just coming back soaking wet. I'm going to wait for him to return, or her to return to this area. But it looks like she's calmed down a little bit. Find out which direction she'll be facing as she settles and sneak up behind her. This could be tricky. Looking right at where I am. Come on. All right, let's see if we can work our way around here without. Nope. Because our sneak skill is so low. All right, I'm just going to get settled over here. And wait for her to return. And like the boar, it is odd to see just one deer. Typically there are 2 or 3. And that's the only one I've seen so far. Maybe I need to turn off the vegetation. Woohoo! 2 for 2. All right. Nice. So that one deer dropped 3. No, we got some meat, I believe, from the boar. But we got 2 deer hide out of that. That's a pretty good drop. I wonder if, I didn't notice, was that a 1-star deer? Because typically you won't get multiples until you get to 2 stars. Or 1-star beasties. No idea. The other thing we could be hunting right now are necks. I know it's a really unfortunate name for a creature, but they are basically lizards. And like the meat from the boars and the deer, you can cook them up and have a nice little health boost. Flint is also one of those that's going to be very important. Once we have the bow crafted, we could actually make flint-headed arrows. And those are going to be, better, obviously, than just wood arrows. But they require more in the way of resources. That's where we need the feathers. All right. We need 4 more boar, I believe. 4 more boar. That's a fun thing to say. And as many deer as we can get. Because it is a pretty cool shift. Once you get the bow for the first time, it really does create a shift in the game. It's a different style. It's depending on you, I guess. I like hunting with the bow. And as soon as I can use that, the better. I know some people are all about the sword. I was playing with a guy a while ago who, was like, okay, you got to get to the sword. As soon as you get to the sword, you're going to love it. And I thought, okay, I'll give this a try. And it was cool, but, if I'm going to use a bladed weapon, I'm going to use an axe. Mainly because the skill goes up pretty quickly because you've always got it equipped as you're cutting down trees. And, still not as good as the bow. Because right now, if I had the bow, there would be 2 dead deer. It's that quick and easy with the bow. But the good thing is, oh, there's my second trophy. Excellent. Okay, so now we have enough trophies to actually summon the first boss. That's good. We got more meat. Up to, I believe, 4 hide, which is excellent. The other deer is going to return at some point, so I'm going to chillax right here and see what's going on. All right, so this is what we've adventured and witnessed so far. I'll show you some more here in just a moment. I want to see what this deer is going to do. Wow. Very close. Oh, wow. Typically you get a bonus for attacking in stealth and the backstab. And I believe that counts even for, yeah, triple damage on the backstab, even with a stone axe. So I'm surprised that didn't bring that deer down. But, what was I talking about? Sarita's over there on YouTube. How's it going, Sarita? Anxious to get back to school tomorrow? Woohoo! Yeah. Memorial Day is a good holiday because we're getting close to the end of the school year. It gives us a chance to take a deep breath, realize we've got 8 days of school left, and hopefully refocus, get us ready for our finals, get us ready to finish strong. Others, it's more of just a chance to play video games all night. Maybe that's only the case for 50-year-old men who should be getting ready for finals for their own classes. Nah. All right. I think that deer just bugged out. Said, no, there's a hunter over there somewhere. All right, there's a building over here. I'm going to see if there's any loot to be had. Oh, it's the same one. Never mind. All right, let's find some unvisited area. Yeah, I was going to say, typically the meadows like this are a good place to find boar. And there you are. Woo! Man, sorry about that. My hand did a spastic jerk for some reason. Okay. Man, only 2 out of that. That's too bad. Oh, there we go. There's them. See, that's another reason why I turned the vegetation off. I didn't see the loot until I accidentally ran over it. So I'm going to turn my vegetation off. I apologize if it looks bare. It is bare. Because I got to be able to see. I got to see if there's some loot that needs to be gathered. Wow. Crappy house, dude. Oh, looks like another meadow right over here. Any boar? These are also fantastic places if you are going to fight a troll. So if there's a black forest nearby and you aggro a troll, shooting a bow in the woods can be really, really bad because you're going to hit trees, you're going to get stuck as you're running away. It's a nightmare. But in a wide open space like this, you can run backwards or face behind you and shoot your bow as you're running, and it's just free land. I could get 4 or 5 shots off, and then I'll come back around and see where I'm going. Oh, look, I've got more room. And I'll just come back around and fire some more arrows. Definitely a plus. There's a deer. At least one deer. A doe, a deer, a female deer. A ray, a drop of golden sun. I hope that's not copyrighted. Alright, this does use up your stamina. So it's important to keep your stamina up by eating food and stopping and let it rejuvenate before going in for the kill. Careful, quiet. There we go. Woo! Almost bolted. And another trophy. Excellent. Look at that. Tons of meat. That is a good start. Just trying to see if we have any more deer nearby. So weird to see so many of these that are singletons. More berries. Early on, there are certain things you don't want to leave unharvested, and berries is one of them. They respawn, I believe it's every 5 real-life hours, and the hardcore players will set a timer and come back and harvest the same ones every time. I'm not hardcore. Okay, so you notice straight ahead there is a new kind of tree. Those are fir trees. These are beech trees and birch trees. Those are fir, and off in the background there are pine trees. That's the Black Forest. That's our goal. We're going to get in there and fight those dudes right there. The ones that are almost always in a pack of 3. Those are gray dwarves. And they're not incredibly difficult, but they would not be a good fight for me at this level with these weapons. So I'm going to give the Black Forest a bit of a wide berth until we're ready. But getting in there is definitely a goal that I want to achieve by the end of the evening. Because that is where you're going to get your magic item drops. The first ones of the game. Oh. 3 hits, 4 hits, man. That is a tough grayling. All right. Looking for boars and for deers. And structures, like that one straight up there. Okay, so if I were to harvest those bones, it would be handy because I could use the bones to craft certain items. But I believe it keeps any skeletons from spawning here at night. And if they do spawn at night, I can come out and kill those skeletons night after night after night and get skeletal remains. And I'm going to need those. So I'm going to allow those to stay there and spawn skeletons at night. They also hunt down gray dwarves as well as, look at all these berries, this is great. They hunt down gray dwarves and graylings. So the enemy of your enemy is kind of your friend in that case. Man. A smart person would mark their calendar, or not the calendar, their map to show, hey, there are some berries here. A lot of them. And I'll also remember that's kind of where the skeletons will be spawning in the evening. All right, Black Forest. I'll run nearby, just keeping an eye out, because more than once I've gotten, this close, but a troll. BHTV Live, welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome. Brittany, Brat, welcome back. Cult Wars again, excellent. Hey, thanks, guys. Good to see you. I'm introducing some viewers to the very beginning stages of the game, what it's like to start from scratch using the mods. And I've been using them for the last, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks. And I want to spread the joy, spread the love. Triple invite combo. Combo, combo, combo. So good to see you guys. You got fed up with BHTV Live cheating on every stream? I think he snipes his own stream. I really do. Yeah. I would totally blame BHTV Live for that. Oh, you saw the nice. Oh, cool. Yeah. So BHTV Live is commenting on the fact that I was an extra in the very first episode of Friends. It's actually the first like 6 episodes. I appear in the very beginning segment on those 6, and then throughout the episode, I think it's episode 4, that I appear throughout the whole episode. So that's cool. Wow, I'm glad you were able to see that. I wish there were more instances, movies and TV shows where you can say, oh yeah, look, that guy right there, he's an old timer, he's a gamer. All right, another nice big meadow. Ooh, look at all this. All right, so this could be an excellent place for a base. I mean, look how much room for activities. Wow, this is wide open and relatively flat. Finding a constant level, I would probably level things to right about this level. I'd bring down this hill, and everything else is pretty close to it. Let's take a look. Oh, Proctor Depper. Nice. That's a great name. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But this would be a good level right here. And I was looking on the map to see how close we were to the Black Forest. And it's right over here. The Black Forest edge probably comes to here. So this would be a great place for a future home. And looks like there's water up here too. Let's take a look. Yep, see the ocean, the water reflecting the sunlight off through the trees there. So we got ourselves a little pond. Check that out. Your dad wants to know what my name is. My real name is Josh. And yeah, from Southern California. Went to high school in Northern California, and holy crap, it got dark. But yeah, if you, I don't know if I'm on Internet Movie Database. I haven't actually looked. I did it early on, but I forgot. But yeah, it'd be under Josh Overton, Overton. So now you know I live in Southern California. My real name is Josh Overton. And all the stalkers come out. All right. So here is what looks to be a bay. I definitely need to get to, yeah, need to get back to the house, sleep for the night so we can see what's going on, and come back during daylight hours. So finding bodies of water is kind of cool. It's a bit of a, I don't know, a mixed bag, because it does bring out the necks, which are lizards, but they're a pain. They're a pain in the neck, but they are territorial. You get too close and they'll attack you. And, okay, not a big deal. It doesn't take much to kill them. But they're such a pain because they will aggro from a long ways away and they'll follow you. You can try to sprint away, but they will just stay after you. Mushrooms and more flint. All right. Making our way back up to the house, and we're so easily distracted. Sorry. Aw, scared off a deer. But we're close to being able to craft our first bow. I think we find a couple more boar. Maybe a few. Ah, the deer almost ran right into me. Okay. Put out the torch, save that for later, and we'll camp out for the night so we have some daylight to see. Okay, let's prepare what we got. Store what we don't need to carry. Yeah, looks like I need 2 more leather scraps. Not bad at all. Ooh, look at all those berries. Nice. And eventually we'll get a chance to build a cauldron, and we can combine the 2 different kinds of berries. Another type of berry, the blueberry that you can get in the Black Forest, and you put those together to make what's called Queen's Jam, and it's a pretty good buff for the level, for sure. Okay. I can craft a wood shield, which might not be a bad thing to work on my blocking ability. But it's going to take some leather scraps, and I want to save those for the crude boar. So 1 or 2 more pigs, and we will be good. So let's go find them. There's one that spawns right over here, but he hasn't come back yet. Let's try up over here. We haven't explored a whole lot over here yet. Deer. Ooh, another deer over there. I think that's the one that almost ran me over. All right. Ooh, 3 deer. See, now if I had a bow, I could remain in stealth and probably take out 2 of the deer. Problem is now that there are 3 of them, sneaking up on them is a lot more difficult. There's almost always one going to be looking right at you. Almost went too soon. All right. Man, 2 hides out of that. Very nice. Okay. This is going to be, oh, so good. Here we go, pigs. Oh. Okay, that could have been bad. Do we have enough for our bow? I believe we do. Okay, this is good. And we know we can come right back up here to take out the other 2 deer as soon as they return. Well, I'm hoping everyone had a good Memorial Day today. I come from a family of military, and so fortunately we don't have any family members that were killed in action, at least not that I know of. But definitely, here we go. Hey, Brad, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And we'll see you again. But yeah, Veterans Day is a day where I've got phone calls to make. You know, it's I've got two father figures who were military. Um, well, technically three, I guess. Um, yeah, it's cool. Cool for sure. Okay, let's go see if we can find those other deer up here. See if they've returned. And then we'll show off the bow. All right, they're right over in here, I believe. Yep, here we go. Okay, so you're going to see how difficult it is without leveling up the bow. We're going to aim way high and up and off to the right. And I missed. I overcompensated. That's okay. Only scared off one. Ah. As soon as I aimed, it took me out of stealth. And they saw me. It's alright. They'll be back. And I'll be ready for them. This is Honey Jack. If you've ever had a chance to sip whiskey, I encourage you to try something you know, as high class as possible. Honey Jack is pretty darn good. There are better whiskeys for sure, but I like this. It's sweet, but you still have that bite of whiskey, and it's still whiskey. So, skull. And our dear friend, at least one of them, has returned. Two of them. All right. So I'm going to find a better position over here. Hopefully I have fewer trees in the way. Like right there. One down. Now a lot of times that second deer won't freak out. They won't notice that anything has happened. It kind of depends on your stealth ability. Mine is a level 11, which is pretty darn good. I can get this up to 12 here before the deer returns. Maybe. Gonna take all my stamina. Yeah, if I didn't have this add-on, Valheim Plus is the add-on I'm using, I wouldn't be able to see how close I was to leveling up an ability. All right. Ah. So, when you aim and move at the same time, it takes you out of stealth. If you stand as still as possible while you're aiming and stealthing, you'll stay in stealth. Yeah, I have to remind myself of those basic facts. All right, so we've taken out 2 deer on 4 arrows. Not horrible. Not horrible. And when the sun goes down, if I weren't streaming, I would actually shoot at that rock that's in my home while standing next to the fire. And it would allow my my skills to go up 50% faster because of the rested experience. But it's not the most exciting thing to see in a stream, so I'll do that some other time. All right, the other deer may have decided to find new pastures. Do deer use pastures? Let's see if he's nearby. I guess it was a doe, so it'd be a she, right? I know. I shouldn't assume a gender. see the deer. All right. We will continue to explore. And look, man, there are just berries everywhere. I'm never going to have to harvest berries ever again. Which is a lie, because it's a thing. Harvesting things just for the day-to-day can be a bit of a time-consuming thing. It's not horrible, and it's something you can do while you're doing something else, kind of a multitasking thing. Oh, just found something cool. Okay. Yeah, Hugin's going to tell us all about it. Hail, warrior. But yeah, this is where I will sacrifice the trophies that I've been getting from the deer. I will sacrifice them here on the altar. Things get all dark and mystical, and a big-ass electric shooting deer will appear here. His name is Eikthyr, and I will have to fight him. He'll be the first world boss, not world boss, the first boss for me to kill. And I might be able to pull him out here, which would be good. Give me more space. But we'll see. That's a ways off. I need to get some better gear for sure. Man, just berries galore. I'm at 107. Okay. Well, I came out here in this big meadow because typically there will be some boars out here. I'm not seeing any. There's a building. Well, that's good. Now, there are some interesting rock formations. That big one right there with those 5 rocks, I don't know what they represent. I've done some digging. I've actually, got in there with a shovel and dug stuff up. Nothing turns up. But then, I think there was another one in here somewhere. But there are others that are generally the shape of a ship, the outline. And that's what it is. It's a kind of a marker for a Viking longship that has been buried there. And a lot of times you can find some cool stuff, like skeletal remains and a chest. And no chest in here. Man, we're having bad luck with that. That's too bad. Okay, we need boars. Now, do we need boars? Oh, really? We've got our bow. We'll take them. All right, here's a boar. All right. Phew. We're all pro. Get the rolling meat and pick up those. Now, we are going to keep harvesting these boar, mainly because the more scraps we get, the more we can upgrade our bow. Because right now it's at level 1. We can get it as high, I believe, as level 3. And every time you upload it, it takes more of the same type of material. So wood and light leather. Or, I'm sorry, leather scraps. Light leather. That's World of Warcraft. Leather scraps. Let's see if there's a... See all those rocks straight ahead? There's got to be something about those. So after I kill Eikthyr, I'll be given a tool that I can use to dig this whole area out. And once I do, I will find that there's a chest in there with some skeletal remains. Basically, this is in the shape of a longship. And yeah, that's kind of cool. But I can't do anything about it yet because I don't have a pick. And that's cool because when you kill Eikthyr, you get antlers. And they're super hard antlers that you can use to fashion a mining pick. And there we go. And you'll be using that for a good portion of the game. Up good way into the Bronze Age of your playthrough. All right, there's another deer. He's facing this direction. Let's see if I can sneak around over here. Ooh, little piggies as well. All right. Let my stamina regenerate. This isn't perfect. It's a side shot. It gives me a bigger target, but I don't think I get the full backstab bonus. Don't need it. No backstab here. Face shot. Ooh, and a miss. See if I can get a... Every once in a while, I'll do one of those shots. Just kind of a hip shot. Oh, come on. See, unlike the deer, the boar's like, dude, I'm going to come kick your ass for that. So that's a good thing. But I've never seen so many singletons. Just a lone beast without any friends. Normally it's 2s and 3s. Ah, ooh, a couple things happening here. Okay, this is cool. A lot going on. Okay, there's the Black Forest. Right up there on that hill, you see that stone formation that's all smoky and dusty? Well, that is a burial crypt. And the fact that it's right on the edge like that is very cool because inside there are some really good items that you're going to need for a later game. It's chock full of skeletons and circling cores, I'm hoping, and coins, gold coins, and some gems. A lot of really cool things that will be useful later, especially with this mod. Without epic loot, it's still valuable stuff, but epic loot added a whole other element to the game where it puts to use those items very, very, very well. So it makes it that much more exciting when you do find a place to go gather gold coins and gems and things like that. So looking forward to getting over there. I'm not in a position to do that yet. I need to get my club skill higher, because that's the weapon I'll use against the skeletons. They don't like being clubbed. Go figure, right? Okay, I can't remember how many scraps I need to level up my bow. I'm probably close. I don't want to get too close to the Black Forest here, but we can take a peek inside there and see that there's some goodies. There's usually some skeletons guarding. Yeah, and there's one there with a bow, it looks like. And we don't want to mess with that guy. No, he's got a shield. But skeletons with bows at this level would make life challenging. All right, I pulled one. Let's see if I can handle one. All right, cool. Got ourselves some bones and a trophy. And the trophy is useful again later on. I'll show you. I'll talk to you about why. This guy's got a shield, so he's going to be a bit tougher. So I'm going to loosen him up a bit. Oof, right into the boars. All right. Oh, another trophy. Nice. Okay. Well, these boars here should be enough to get me... Oh boy, I'm almost dead. Gotta pay attention. I'm used to playing a higher level character, and then to see that I was down to 6 health, that's kind of scary. Yes, Hugin, I'll be there in a moment. Woo, critical. All right, and a boar trophy. Good. Okay, let's boogie back, get to sleep, and we'll talk about what we can do with our loots, how handy they're going to be in the hopefully not too far future. Because as soon as we find the trader, we'll have a lot of fun, a lot of new aspects to the game that we haven't experienced yet. Boy, did I get that far? Yeah, I did get a long ways from home, didn't I? All right, we're going to take the direct route after we kill some more boars. Because honestly, you can't have enough leather scraps early on. Later on in the game, you'll be like, more leather scraps. You'll get to the crypts in the swamps, and you're like, oh my god, I do not need any more of these. Please stop. Well, right now, you're like, oh, where are all the boars? Where are my boars at? Mushrooms. Oh, hello, dear. I'm just going to chase you. I love they kind of bark like dogs. Another deer. Man. But hey, see that? Those torches are lighting the way. Covering. There was another one over here. Where'd he go? There he is. I know it's dark. I'm going to get to the house and sleep for the night so that we can continue our adventures in the daytime. All right, do a quick repair, boom, and sleep. In the morning, we will upgrade our bow. I'm assuming we have all that we need for that. And upgrading your existing gear is always a good thing. Not always. Like, I haven't even touched my armor yet. It hasn't been an issue. It may not be that much of an issue until I start taking on trolls. But even then, if you get hit by a troll, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. It's going to hurt. All right. We're going to come over here to the upgrade tab. Crude Bow. We need level 2 station. All right. What do I need for level 2 station? The chopping block. That's why we gathered the flint. Put in the chopping block right over here. All of a sudden, we have a lot of options. Let's come to upgrade. Upgrade the Crude Bow. Ooh, okay. So 4 leather scraps and a deer hide. So to take it to level 3, we're going to need the 3rd level workbench. But we still need 2 more leather scraps as well. I'm going to upgrade the axe as well. I know it's going to take some scraps, but as you can see, we do use the axe quite a bit. And the club, and this is an interesting choice. I'm not sure why they decided to do this. To upgrade the club, which is basically the very first weapon you can craft is a stick, right? To go to the next level stick, you need to add bones to it. Now, yes, if I were to add some jagged teeth and cram them into a stick, it's going to make it a lot more powerful. But when you compare that to the other items, you're just adding more of the same item you used to craft it to begin with. So, I don't know. Okay, our next improvement for the workstation is a tanning rack. For that, we need 20 leather scraps. So you can see how vital it is that we kill every single pig every time we see him. And picking up flint. Always, always, always. And deer hides. We're off to a pretty good start with that. We'll just have to keep that up. All right. Let me drop off some stuff here. I think it's time to craft a new chest to hold all of our extra stuff, especially for our trophies. Now, before the expansion, before this mod came out, I would just toss these. Because really what you would do is mount them on your wall to show, hey, look what I killed, right? The mod uses them and finds a way to make them an important part of the game for you. So that part's pretty cool. All right, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to need more than 8 during the day. I should do a couple more meat though. Now, killing Eikthyr does a couple things. First off, it does give you the opportunity to craft that first pickaxe, and that's such an important part of the game going forward. But subsequent kills of Eikthyr allow you to sacrifice the trophy you get from that to create basically you sacrifice it again, but this time you get a magic rune stone, and you would use that to enchant your gear. So right now, my bow is just a crude bow, but if I chose to do so, I could kill Eikthyr, that second kill at least, sacrifice the trophy I would get, and it would allow me the opportunity to cast an enchantment on my bow. And it's random. You don't know what enchantment you're going to get, but could be as simple as plus, 5 ice or frost damage. It could be as useless as weight reduced by 75%. It only weighs 1.5 pounds. All right, so there are some good ones and some ones, right? And that's kind of the risk you take. And unfortunately, once you've cast an enchantment on a weapon or any piece of gear, that's it. You can't do any more. That's, you've got a one-shot opportunity to enchant your gear, which, okay, I see why, because it can get OP, because you do end up with a lot of materials and you just cast it over and over again, but, man. All right, let's come back up here, because there was some good stuff, I think. There was some deer over here as well. Am I going the wrong way? I am going the wrong way. That's why we have maps, folks. All right, another thing we're going to keep an eye open for are birds, because to craft the next level arrow, we're going to need feathers. Lots of feathers. Now, true, 2 feathers can make 20 arrows, which, okay, we'll have to suspend belief on that. But, let's come all the way up here. You're going to be crafting so many arrows over the life of your character that, every bird you see, you should try to take a shot at. Ooh, hello. That scared me. Didn't realize there was a beastie right there. Any friends? Doesn't look like it. All right. We'll come right back up into here. One of the cool things about this as well is they've got the fog of war. And, you know, it can be kind of a pain, but in a game like this, where exploring everything is kind of important. Especially, you know, with this mod, things that you might not think of as being very important at this level of the game actually could be. You know, let's say that there was a building there in that, you know, area that I had not yet explored. Well, that building might have a chest, and in that chest there might actually be a magic item that would vastly improve my character, because right now my character's gear is pretty crap. That would change the quality of life of this character for sure. Okay. Another boar. I guess I can try another shot, huh? Or two. And early on, yeah, just it's okay. You can waste arrows at this point because they're just wood. There's no there are no feathers being used to craft these arrows. They're just wooden sticks. So they don't do as much damage, and really they're basically free. So build up your ability, get used to firing a bow at a moving target, which is a different experience altogether. And there's just a lot of meadow space. Ooh, look at that. This is going to be a wing and a prayer. Oh, yeah, way too short. All right, still. Got a boar. Oh, it's a 1-star deer too. Shoot. It's just, you kind of have to guess as to where you think that deer is going to go, because they bob and weave so much. All right. It's a 1-star deer, so he's going to drop extra. And the extra is a good thing. So we're gonna hang out here for a second. Ever take a drink of something and you're expecting whiskey, but instead you get water? Yeah. Shocking. I guess it's better than the other way around, right? So good. All right, where did he go? There he is. All right, I'm going to let him get settled in. Make sure in the best position possible. And I've been hearing a lot about wind and the ability for the animal to sense or smell your presence. And apparently it's been debunked, at least in game. Now I'm downwind of the deer, it's not a big deal, but until about a week ago I would have been really worried about where I was standing in association with where the deer is. I don't want to be upwind. In real life, that's the thing. Don't want to be upwind of your prey because they can smell you. In game, apparently it's not a thing, at least not yet. give the devs some ideas. I'm okay with it. I think it's a good thing to add to the game. A little bit of realism when it comes to hunting. Man, there are so many just big, wide open meadows. It's crazy. And so many berries. I am just going to get drunk on raspberries. Okay, another little tell for the presence of swine are mushrooms. They love the mushrooms. And there's a placard or a runestone that will tell you that much right here. Oh, this one's about the gray dwarves. Well, that's true too. The gray dwarves are little bitches. They're a pain. You know, you'll be at a certain point where killing gray dwarves really isn't an issue. They're easy kills, 1 or 2 hits max. And you'll be in the process of building something, and you're like, oh, this, putting all of your attention into it. Next thing you know, you're getting sideswiped by a gray dwarf, and you weren't expecting it. It's a pain in the ass. So I don't know. It would be nice if we can get to a point where, okay, can I turn this option off, please? And I know that you can. There is a way to, you know, go into creative mode and kill all beasts or whatever. I guess I'm old school. I just don't do things like that. I have yet to even activate it in creative mode. I've seen some of the amazing the amazing work that people have been able to do. Because what that does, it gives you unlimited resources. And you can just spawn all of the wood that you're going to need, spawn all of the stone, kill nearby creatures. All right, there's a lot happening here. Yeah, I knew he was coming back. All right, 2 boars, 1 deer. Sounds like a really inappropriate movie. Sorry. Here's our 3rd boar. Now I have to be mindful about the noise that I'm making this close to the Black Forest. Things in there will hear what you're doing and come investigate, especially trolls. I probably won't be fighting any trolls tonight, but yeah, they're pretty feisty, pretty tough fights. Especially if you don't have anything other than a crude bow and standard wood arrows like what I've got. But I'm hoping we can get close to that point tonight. All right. Another boar. So when you know you're not taking on huge fights with lots of potential damage, you can get by with just eating your berries. You know, your berry and your mushroom. That should be fine. If I know I'm going to be taking on skeletons and other things that are pretty tough, I'll consume some meat as well. I'm kind of conservative though. I will save my best for when I absolutely need it. And yeah, okay, once in a while I'll regret it. I'll be like, doggone it. Didn't realize I was going to be snuck up on by that thing and end up getting killed. But it doesn't happen very often. Okay, look at that. A chest. Now, there's a chance that there could be something magical. Oh, and there's a chance there's bees. Doggone it. Well, it's a good thing I ate. All right, I've got a bow, which is good. So the bow is going to help me take out maybe the beehive. Let's see. And allow us to get the queen bee. Ooh, close. There we go. Now the queen bee is important because it allows you to establish your own beehive at your own residence. So you get some honey as a drop, but also over here is this big ass queen bee. Look at the size of that. But it allows you to build a beehive, and the honey that it produces is important stuff. Okay, let's check the chest. This is one of those drum roll moments, right? 90% of the time, you're going to get a torch and maybe some flint. But the other 10%. All right, got our flint. We've got some flint head arrows, which is good, and feathers. Of all of the items in here, the feathers are worth the most, for sure. Because it allows you to make the fire arrows. The fire arrows are absolutely game changers when it comes to your ability to fight the troll for the first time. Your regular arrows can do some damage. Is it going to do enough damage to take down a troll? Yeah, look at this. Another huge meadow. And it looks like a building up there. See how it's flat on top? It tells me that that's not something in nature. Let's go check it out. Yep. It's a building. Might have another chest. We'll go check this out and then jam back to our little hovel. And of course the door's on the other side. All right, let's see if we can see if there's a beehive in there. Doesn't appear to be. And no chest either. That's all right. Okay, let's head back. How close are we? And we got a ways to go. Now the mushrooms are pretty cool because they serve a couple of different purposes. Yeah, you can use them to eat raw or cook with, but they're also pretty handy in the use of taming boar, because there are a few creatures in game that you can tame and keep them as not full-on domesticated, but basically herd animals, meaning you can cull them for their meat and their skin. And the boar are pretty good for that, especially once you get some higher level creatures. You know, the ones that I've been killing so far, there haven't been any stars. You may remember the one deer I killed recently, the stag, actually was a 1-star stag. Okay, that's pretty tough. The 2-star is the top of the line. They're the toughest. They're the ones that take a lot to bring down. Well, you can get a 2-star boar, and you breed that with another 2-star boar, and next thing you know, you can have unlimited supplies of the materials that they'll provide, which is skins and meat. Grayling, I'm trying to go to sleep. Leave me alone. Try this one more time. Okay, I think we are ready to set up a new location. one closer to the dark forest using that meadow that I pointed out earlier, if I can remember which one it was. Let's see if we have any upgrades here. Okay, so the fire arrows, because I found those feathers, I can make 20 of them because I've only got the 2 feathers. Really important for that first big fight. I think I'm going to make a shield. I think I'm going to switch over to my club and shield. Right now my axe does more damage. That's 12 damage, that one's 25. That sounds like a huge increase, but I can swing the club very quickly and the strain on the stamina is pretty darn low. Regardless, they're both one-handed weapons, and the wood shield will allow me to block and parry, and the parry is really important too. Let me craft some more arrows here. I always like to stay close to 100. That's the largest stack you can have. And we'll store the rest of our loots. Oh yeah, we should make a beehive. Let's make a beehive. And we'll do that. And let's put it on this side. And we can actually mount it to the side of our house, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and check on them. The bees are happy. Reading that makes me happy. Oh, the bees are happy. Oh. Isn't that sweet? All right. Let's empty things out. Now, cool thing is I could just add the honey to my bar of foods up there. I can only use 3, so I would probably replace one of these 2. But I'm going to stockpile it because I'll be able to use it for other crafting later on. And right now I have enough to summon the boss 3 times. So that's good. Alright, do I have enough? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Cool. 2 full chests. I like it. And I'm going to use the flint head arrows first. Cool. All right, let's do some scouting. I think the best places were up here to the north. I think right in this big old arena up here, due north. And what I'll do is I'll scout out a piece of land, flatten it out. And that's an important first step. You can see the house that I've got built right now, it's a mess. And it's not meant to be anything more than just a place to lay my head and get ready for the next day's adventure. Oh yeah, I do need to mark this on the map. There we go. That's where I need to go to summon that boss. I saw a piggy though. Can't let the piggies go. And a deer. I think the deer is too freaked out. Yeah. We'll come back for it later maybe. goes off and to the right. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, this is all meadows, Black Forest. I think we were actually talking about, I think either this one down here or this one here, because it was close to the Black Forest down there. All right. Yeah, let's head down there. Minor delay. No big. We'll work on the running skill. So many berries. So if you are new to this and you're just checking this out for the first time, the game is called Valheim, and it's a Viking-inspired survival game. Survival games of any form are kind of cool, in my opinion. I'm not an expert in them. I have not played very many of them, but this one's cool. I've played this. I've played Subnautica a little bit. The whole environment for this game is what's captured me. The theme for sure, but just the idea that you were dropped off in the middle of nowhere with nothing and left to your own devices. What are you going to do? How are you going to survive? And yeah, kind of scary. And I've modified this game by using mods that others have created and are actually pretty widely used now. But I'm using Valheim Plus as kind of like the shell. It has a number of modifications in itself, but then I'm also adding on to that mod with another one called Epic Loot. Because when you don't get anything by killing creatures other than materials to craft something. And cool, that's actually a really cool element to the game. What Epic Loot does is it adds to it so that when you kill something, especially at the Black Forest level on, you actually could get a useful item. And it still stays within the mythos of the story. You know, the story is that you are a Viking who has died and has been sent back to earn your place in Valhalla by becoming a hero. So there are others who have been here before you. Ooh, that was a 1-star boar. Lots of extra stuff. And so the fact that other creatures have, killed prior heroes and still have their items, that makes sense. It works. And so you can get those, and they can be magic items. That's actually kind of a cool element. Now, they haven't added them at the early levels, so we're not going to see that until we get to the Black Forest here pretty soon. But I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I think it's going to be I know it's going to be a game changer. I've already done this, and it's fun. Especially early on when you get a kill and you're like, okay, you don't move until you see if the creature actually drops something magical. It's a cool little adrenaline rush, Okay, this one is right up against the Black Forest. I don't think we want to build here. In fact, it's kind of surrounded by the Black Forest. Yeah. Probably not a good idea. So I'm not sure how far down it goes over here or off to the northwest. So I'm going to come back up over here to this meadow. I think that was a good meadow over there. Yeah, you don't want to be in the process of building your homestead and then every 5 minutes something hears you and comes over to investigate and you have to fight. But you also want to be close enough that you know, you can set up your base and then within a couple of minutes, boom, you're right where you need to be to, you know, mine some copper or tin or, yeah, this was the area. This is nice. And this is just wide open and relatively close. So we could make a huge piece of property here. And I'm starting at this low point here because it's easier to bring hills down than it is to raise these valleys up. So when I pull out my hoe to level the ground, it's going to level it to the, you know, where my feet are. So I just start bringing stuff down. And it can be a process. It can take a while. You also lose stamina in the process. But you go out as far as you can, make it as flat as you can, and it's not going to get everything. It's not going to be perfect. Like this hill right here is going to be hard to bring down. But it'll get a good chunk of it. We want to make this as big as we can, even if we don't use it all right away or even very soon, to know that we've got expansion space is good. And eventually, once we kill Eikthyr, we can have the pickaxe to bring down these larger mounds that won't smooth out with the hoe. And they just did an update here pretty recently about they're addressing the problems a lot of people were having with their lag, especially in places where people are doing this to large pieces of land. The computer has to render all of that. When the game loads, it's loading the map as it exists in game. And so any changes that happen based on player input has to be redrawn. And so that lag affects a lot of people. Well, they've done something, I'm not a coder, I don't know the ins and outs, but they've found a way to minimize that lag effect. Now, fortunately, I've got a pretty good system, pretty good internet. I haven't really experienced that. The only time I really get lag is when they do the world save. And you get that little notification, world save in 30. And I mean, 30 seconds from now, it's going to get funky. And sure enough, if I'm in the middle of a fight, you know, I'm like, oh, please don't die, please don't die. The same thing with if I'm on a boat and I get that message, like, oh, please, please, please. Because there's always that chance something funky is going to happen and you're going to get, you know, booted off the boat. The boat's going on without you. You're swimming in the middle of the ocean and you can't swim because you don't have any stamina. So you're just stuck with all of your gear. All right, see that little hill right there? It just refuses to come down. So that's going to be an issue until I get the pickaxe. Once I get the pickaxe, I can address that. And it's easier to see. If I hit X here, it'll make me sit. And boom, the camera angle shifts. Oh, look, there's a mound right there. Got all that over there. So I can really focus on certain areas, and I know I'm going to have to take that rock out. Ooh, are we going to get our first rain? Yes. All right. There's nothing like taking on a construction project in the rain. Well, you know how in real life when they're doing construction, they have to stop. They cannot do work, and this is a requirement. The state of California, at least our state here, says, "Oh, my hoe broke." Yeah, you cannot do any construction wherever water can gather. So as soon as the pool forms, that's pack it in. And yeah, there's a reason. It makes the soil kind of iffy, but it also messes up the materials with which you are building. All right, let's build a crafting station. I need wood for my workbench. I don't have any wood. Okay. Let's go gather some wood. We only need 10, so it won't take long. I've got a couple of YouTube videos of other build projects I've done. I set up an area on my group server with friends, and it's all about just experimental builds. What can I come up with? What kind of chances and risks can I take as far as design is concerned? Now, I'm not an architect, and so it's pretty rudimentary stuff that I'm working on, but it's fun. I've come up with some pretty cool designs, and right now I'm in the middle of one. I'm building a ooh, that was my first full-on tree. I'm building a building in the shape of a coffin. I know it sounds weird, but I was challenged by a viewer in chat by the name of Midnight Maniac. They wanted me to do a coffin, and it was a joke. I said, "Hey, what should I build?" And they're like, "Oh, a coffin." All right. Wait, seriously? Yep. So I started building a coffin, a huge building-sized coffin, and yeah, it's almost there. I finished the first 2 floors. I'm making a three-story building. Should be fun. But I do need to continue that, finish that one off. Okay, let's put up a wall after we get our workbench built. And we need to get a roof over our workbench. So this is why it's important to have level ground. You want to make sure that you can have, was that close enough? Let's see, too exposed. You want to make sure that all of your walls can go up without the huge gap. Seriously? All right. I'll add some more here. Because I think in the building I was doing before, yeah, see how there's a gap right there? Eventually the walls can be like, no, you know what? There's too much of a gap here, and they'll just fall over, and that won't be good. So I've still got some leveling work to do, but hard to do with a broken hoe. That's what she said, yes. My moderator just poked her head in. Got a good kick out of that. All right. Let me see if that's enough protection here, huh? There we go. Repaired hoe. Okay. So this is temporary. I'm definitely going to be building wider than what we've got so far. because we're getting close to nightfall here, I'm going to put in a couple torches here. Can I do it right on the rock? I can. We'll just put the torches on the rocks. There we go. Aw. There we go. All right. That way we can see a little bit. Man, still pretty darn dark. Okay, so for this building, we are definitely looking at something a little bit more permanent. So we can have some fun with it. Be adventurous, maybe a little dangerous. But we're gonna need more stuffs. All right, well, I can't have, the mod also has a really cool element where you equip a weapon and it'll give you your best shield and automatically equip it. So if I equip the torch so I can see, the shield comes out, which means I can't use my axe. I equip the axe and try to put the torch in the offhand, no, the shield takes over. So it's gonna be a little bit dark. I apologize. I'm going to get as much done in the light as I can. Eat some foods. Now, as much of a pain in the butt as the rain actually is, they've done such a marvelous job with the atmospheric effects. Top to bottom, there are some parts of the game that are just awe-inspiring. Especially when you think that this original crew was 5 guys. I don't want to assume 5 guys, 5 people. And what they were able to put together, and it took years, I'm sure. I have no idea when they started it, but what they were able to accomplish is pretty remarkable. What am I looking for? There we go. I remember growing up, you know, I've been a video game freak since before I can remember. And the whole idea of making your own video game was almost, you know, too much of a dream to ever come true, right? You're just like, yeah, whatever. My daughter, who's also my moderator, Yolfi, that's not her real name, is designing video games in a college course. She goes to University of California, Santa Cruz. She's a banana slug. But she's taking a course on game design. And I can't tell you how jealous I am. I mean, how cool is that? What a remarkable opportunity that is for students, you know? I think it's kind of neat. And, you know, maybe it's not as appreciated, maybe as I would think it should be. Maybe it's like, yeah, of course I'm designing video games. Why wouldn't I be? But, you know, back in my day, that was a dream. All right, so I'm taking some chances here with angles and all of that. I've never done anything like this. I've always had rectangular or easily manipulated angles. I'm just kind of going for it here, seeing what comes up. Out of wood. All right, as soon as I can though, I'm going to be building a bed. I have to have a campfire first, but once that is done, I will be able to sleep so that you can see. Oh good, at least when the rain stops, it's a little bit easier to see. Ooh, see that straight ahead? Doesn't that look like a building? We haven't been there yet. It's kind of dangerous to do this at night. Ooh, those are necks. All right, got a couple of birds here. Cool thing is they don't freak out when you almost hit them. So as long as they're sitting there, you're good. And at night, they're not like, during the day they'll land and they'll stay there for like 3 to 10 seconds. And it never fails. I'll pull out my bow, get ready to fire, and just before I release, off they go. But at night and during storms, they just chillax. They don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. Yep, there's the building. All right. It's on stilts. Doesn't look promising though. Nope, nothing. Oh well. But look, another building. It's like a few buildings out here, a lot of berries. Nope, nothing here either. Wow. All right. I don't want to get too far away. You get so easily distracted here. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Ah, there's a chest right there. So you can see just the edge of it. Okay, well, we got some cool things. We got some coins, which is good, and amber. Again, another useful item for the trader, and feathers. Yeah, so that was definitely a win. All right, so it wasn't a waste to go all this way over here. Ooh, birdie. Feathers, yay! All right. I'm going to harvest some more wood here and hustle back. Now, so this future base here is good in terms of being close enough to the Black Forest. But I don't think it's close enough to the ocean. Yeah, maybe it depends. Depends on what's over here as well. And so if I can build a dock nearby, it's a win. But you can see this is quite a trek. That's a good distance off. And once we're able to build portals, yeah, distance really isn't that much of an issue. But you still have to establish those portals. You have to go all the way to those locations, then set them up. So you don't want to be totally out in the boondocks, right? Okay, let me fashion a bed here while I can, as well as a fireplace. Yeah, we'll put this over here. And bed has to be near a fireplace. Any stones? That's right. Sorry. Certain opportunities I have to take. See, the other deer did not get spooked at all. Ooh, just got that shot off. Another trophy, so that's good. And lots of skins. Okay, rocks. Quit getting distracted, old timer. Need a grand total of 5. Now the big ones I can't do anything with yet. I can't break them up. So I can't collect them. But the smaller ones like this one right here, boom, no problem. Flint, as we already found out, is very valuable. We need to keep continuing. We need to continue to collect all of the flint that we can. All right, how are we doing on rock? Good. We have enough. But you can always gather more. So with vegetation turned off, I know you don't get the same effect. So just to get a chance to see how pretty it can be, especially in the right light. And they've just done a remarkable job with this. Such an impressive piece of work. And this was a game that's on Steam for 20 bucks. It's early access. I mean, they're not done yet. There's still work to do. But it's 20 bucks. It just blows my mind. All right, let's build ourselves a fire. Chimney around it. Okay, it's probably going to be going up pretty high, so let's go ahead and double that up. Cool. All right. We need a roof over that bed. Can't establish that as our new home until then. So let me get some more wood. So, as you can tell, so much of this game relies on harvesting, making sure that you've got all of the materials that you need to craft the stuff. And yeah, the crafting part is the cool part of the game. But with any crafting game, you'll know you have to harvest. And I know that that's kind of a negative part of the game for a lot of people. I don't mind it. There's something soothing and meditative about it. Except when the tree falls on you. I kind of appreciate the gathering, the processes you have to go through to get the materials. I don't mind it. I know it's not the most interesting part of a stream, but it also gives me a chance to talk about other elements of the game other than the harvesting. And the really cool thing about the mods, now, recently I, with a group of friends, beat the last boss. And in fact, that was a video I put up on YouTube day before yesterday. We took out Moder, the 4th boss, and Yagul, the 5th boss, on the same night. And it was a cool fight. It was the first time for all of us. None of us had faced him. Well, the other guys had faced him and lost. They just needed me there to help, I guess. I'm being facetious because I died, I think, 4 times during that fight. And, world save. Yeah, I didn't contribute as much as I would like. I tried, but it was fun regardless. And we got it done. We were able to activate that ability, which is kind of cool. And I could put it on my resume. I have beaten Valheim. And the thing is, that's still early access. That's just the boss that they've gotten up to so far. They've got plans for more biomes with new bosses. And so, yeah. I didn't beat the boss. I didn't beat the game. I beat the boss, didn't beat the game. Yet. But doing all right. And it was scary because as soon as we beat the boss, we turned in the head. We're like, all right, wow, that was cool. Went back to my base, and my base is part of it's been torn apart. I think, what the hell happened here? And as I'm taking stock, I'm walking around the base, and I look at the walls. I mean, I got some stone walls set up. Part of them were torn down. I'm thinking, what the hell happened here? And in the wall, stuck, were a couple of furlings. Goblins. They, after we killed their master, I guess, they raided all the bases. And, you know, I had a couple of wolves in there. There were only 1-star wolves, but they tried to defend, and eventually, between the wolves and my bow, we were able to get rid of them. But, yeah, they took out, I think, 3 wolves. So, yeah, I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. But I don't know if I think they're just there now as a raid. They're not going to be a permanent part of the landscape, I hope. But what a shock that was. I was not anticipating that. And, you know, I've seen the videos and I read up on a lot of the information. I didn't hear anything about the fact that, oh yeah, when you defeat the last boss, you're going to have to deal with the furlings on the regular. Let's say Old Home. Because we still have stuff there. We still have 2 full chests of stuff that we want to grab eventually. All right, so look at over here. These are damaged. Now, that could be due to the elements. In fact, when you start building during a storm, the wood that you're building with does not react well to the elements. The ceilings will be fine, but the walls get damaged by the rain. It's a pain, even in Spain. Sorry. Okay. So, taking some risks here. I have no idea how this is going to shape up. I probably don't want to go much higher than what I've got here so far. So that might have to be the peak, or at least one of the peaks, and then I will come down from there. But we'll take a look here. And I am sticking with one story for this. This is still, it's a temporary home base. Eventually we will be building in the Black Forest. That'll be cool. But right now, we need a place to keep our portals, a place to keep our chests until we get that ready to go. So picky. All right. All right, yeah, we can go up one more. Pretty soon we're gonna have to start building some stairs, or some ladders at least, to get up high enough to see what we're doing. Yeah, I think I can do. Okay, so this is going to take a lot of resources. You probably already figured that out. This is a pretty good sized start to the building. And all of the gathering I've done so far is obviously not going to be enough. I've only got 8 pieces of wood left. All right, I think that can be our peak though. Now we can start bringing it down. I like that. Is that right? Can I do that? No, I still need a full size. All right. You ever do something and you're like, am I doing that right? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's an age thing. You get those brain farts and you're like, it's like when you write a letter or a word and you're like, I don't think I've ever written that word down ever before. It looks completely foreign. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe you turn 50 and all of a sudden things just don't make sense anymore. I'm hoping it's not just me. I'm hoping that's a well-known, well-documented phenomena. But it's also the end of the school year, and I'm a teacher. And you get to this point, yeah, trying to function on a day-to-day basis without losing your mind. It can be a bit of a challenge. I love my job, without a doubt. I can't see me doing anything else, but there are a couple points throughout the year where I'm done. I'm toast. Stick a fork in me, because I am done. Just like that deer is. So yeah, with 2 weeks left in the school year, the students are done, without a doubt. And especially this year, oh my God, what an incredibly challenging year this has been. And I know it's universal. Everyone's had, ooh, axe broke. Everyone's had stuff they've had to deal with. So without a doubt, this is tough all around. But think about the students now. They've lost an entire year of education, 14 months, coming up on 15. And they're going to go back to school next year, and the state tests are going to pick right back up again. And the testing agencies don't care whether or not these students have not had the chance to, learn for the last 14 months. They've had the chance to learn, but it's not the same. But they're going to treat this test like it's the same. And our kids, as tough as it's been for them mentally this year, it's going to get worse. That's my prediction. As a teacher, as a parent, as a human being, I worry for the mental health of the kids. When I go back in the classroom next year, and back into a real classroom, not the virtual classroom, my focus is going to be on the social emotional well-being of my kids. And I'm fortunate because I get to teach drama, and off the bat it already lends itself to be something a little bit more I don't know, it approaches not mental health per se, because that sounds like, I'm a psychiatrist. So not at all. No, it's more of a, the better you know yourself, the better actor you're going to be. And so we do a lot of self-exploration. Now, I don't tell the kids that's what we're doing. I don't say, okay, kids, now we're going to learn more about ourselves. No, not at all, because that would turn the kids off right away. It's more about, here's something that we're going to do. And they don't realize it, but they're going to be learning a lot about the craft of acting, but also making some amazing discoveries about themselves as human beings as performers. And it's a wonderful thing to witness, without a doubt. And as an actor who benefited as a teenager, there's no way on earth I would be functioning well as a human being when I was in high school if I didn't have drama. If I didn't have, that's going to be an issue. If I didn't have fellow nerds that I knew had something in common with me. And so I'm relishing this opportunity to be there to help. But I also know that it's going to take more than just a drama teacher, more than just parents. It's going to take more than just one school. It's going to take a community and a nation coming together and realizing that education's important, without a doubt, but it cannot take precedence over the mental well-being of your students. We see the negative effects of the stress of education on a day-to-day basis. In regular, everyday life, before pandemic, before all of this crap became part of our lives, we see the mental health issues that our students deal with because they don't know how to handle a lot of the stresses that are thrown at them. Now imagine we do this now, same expectations, and we're going to see that. We're going to see administration coming in saying, okay, here's all the things that you missed. You need to make this up right now. Like the students have really screwed up by not getting this education stuff done while they were in lockdown. And it will be the most irresponsible thing that they could do, in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to the fight because I know it's going to be one. I know that there's a pretty real chance that I'm not going to be as popular with we have a new administration coming in at our high school. It may not go over well. But I don't know the new principal. I don't know where she stands on a lot of these issues, but I think we can all kind of predict where something like this is probably going to go. And, yeah, students have to catch up. Are they going to catch up in 1 year? No, especially if there was already a struggle in keeping up before any of this came to pass. So we have to be realistic. We have to be logical in the way that we approach this. We have to be sensitive to the needs of our kids, because this is going to be ugly. We're going to have some major struggles with mental health. And we know where our kids have been for the last, couple of years at least already. This, the whole idea that they're not worth it, they're not good enough, just end it all. It's almost kind of a jokey, silly meme thing, but there's some very real danger in the attitudes you see in a lot of the humor that teenagers have. This sense that my life really isn't worth it, or just they'll joke about getting hit by a bus, like ha ha ha. But deep down, there's not a whole lot of humor behind what it is that they're actually saying. Sure, maybe some of it is just to stand out and get some attention. All right, cool. All of it? Is that really a thing? That's my fear. All right, time to stop philosophizing and keep building. It is nighttime, so I'm going to go sleep. Obviously, all my philosophical ramblings, I need to sleep. That's what it is. So yeah, when we go back in August, I'm looking forward to working with my kids one-on-one. And what the hell? Didn't I sleep? Knowing that we're going to have kids in very different places. Some are going to be great. Some are like, bring it. All right, what's the next academic challenge I can take on? Fantastic. Those kids are, they're going to be in good shape going to next school year. We had some kids that maybe before this all went down, they were in great shape, but they could not cope with being locked down, and they were good students, but they just could not learn remotely. Maybe there was just a block for them that kept them from being successful in front of a computer. They need to have that face-to-face instruction. They're going to be fine. They're going to catch up. They're going to be in good shape. But I think we're going to find that the majority of the kids were having a hard time already for whatever reason. Home life, socioeconomic, learning disabilities, no motivation for whatever reason. You name it, there's going to be something there that kept these kids from achieving academic success before COVID-19. And they fell through the cracks. And We can say that we were there for all of our students all we want, but we weren't. We can't be. It's impossible. Students fell through the cracks. Ones that we thought were in great shape were in fact not in great shape. They were, fake it till you make it. They were able to get by. They could try that in person, but we were always able to catch on because we see them in face to face. We didn't see these kids face to face. I still don't know what 3/4 of my students look like. They have their cameras off. And I'll go check out their profile picture, and it was a shot. I teach juniors in my English classes. These were shots that were taken their freshman year. Do they look like that now? You know the changes you went through between your freshman and junior years? No. And so when they go back to school again in August, I'm going to see some of them. They're going to come by and say, hey, and how's it going? Really enjoyed your class or whatever. And I'm going to be like, hey, cool. Who are you? And it's going to be horribly embarrassing because they know me. They see me every day. I have zero clue what most of them look like. And it's funny because I'll see a profile picture on a few of them here and there. And maybe they're pretty recent. And some of them are on stream once in a while. They'll come check out what I'm doing. And that's cool. And so, I'll have a conversation and establish a relationship of sorts online. And then I'll see what they actually look like. I'm like, that's not how I pictured you at all. It's kind of a cool experience. It's funny. It's weird. All right. What are we doing here? We're building shit. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how much higher we can get this here. All right. So we're going to leave that open for the fireplace. Boom. All right. So I'll get up on the roof there and create a chimney. Because if I don't put a cover on there, the rain will put out our fire, and that would be bad. But we'll get up there soon. Right now, it's all about the roof, and I'm worried about, as we get closer up here, you see how dark red those are? That means you add anything to those and it's going to fall apart like that one in the middle did. So I'm hoping that by building up from this side, it will actually supply some more support. We shall see. You know what? I'm going to build a chest real fast. Just because I've got a lot of stuff here I don't need when I go out to harvest. I want to make sure I've got enough room for more wood. So many berries. And we'll make a trip back to our first home base, gather up some more of the materials that we were using to bring back here. There we go. All right, looks like I'll be able to get this done with the wood that I've got, so that's good. All right, let's take a look over here and see how we're doing. Doesn't look good though. All right, So what we're going to need to do is, and let's see if we can just run a beam across here. It may not be enough. But I'm always surprised that, oh, that made a difference. What do you know? Because I'd rather not drop a post. All right, that seemed to work. Okay, so we got a nice big space here, which is good. Our floor isn't very even. We need to get our pickaxe so that we can get this mound lowered. It just will not come down with the hoe. Same thing over here. And we got some rocks just hanging out here in the middle of our floor. And that's okay. In fact, we can actually work on some of our, see if I can do our weapon skills here. Yeah. So, if I just want to work on building my axe skill, boom. If it's raining outside, I don't want to go out, I'll just hang out right here, work on my axe skill, hitting this rock. It damages the weapon a little bit, but when it gets down to close to breaking, boom, repaired, and I can come right back to it, boom. Same thing with the bow. I can craft as many arrows as I want for cheap, because they don't require very much. And then, yeah, raise the skill there. Piece of cake. All right. Fill in that little bit there. Just want to make sure we have proper ventilation. So far, so good. Okay, let's go out and take a look at the chimney. Get that finished off. All right, we got ourselves a pretty good sized construction site here. Not bad. All right. Look at that. Perfect. Love it. All right. Let's gather this wood and put on the 45. Now that caused us to do the blackout last time. We lost our fire. We'll see if it has the same effect, but I don't think it will. I think we'll be good. Now another thing I want to do is I want to add more doors, because one door, not sufficient. Have at least one door on each side. Let's be careful. If I do too much here, the ceiling will collapse, because I've taken out some supports, but so far so good. Let's see what that looks like on the other side of that hill. Yeah. Probably not going to do a door on this side. I do want to fix that though. That's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so this is a rudimentary home base. It's a step up from the very first place. I could start laying down some flooring tiles, and it would actually make for a pretty nice look in here, but until we get the floor actually leveled out and get rid of these rocks, it's kind of going to defeat the purpose. It really won't look that good. So, and I can't do that until I defeat the first boss, so we're going to hold off. Repair real fast. All right. I'm going to build another chest here to make sure we have enough space for everything. Nope, I'm not going to do that because I need more wood. Let's head back out into the rain. Hey, had no idea it was raining because it's so nice and cozy in our little place. A buddy of mine had been playing the game a little bit. He's an incredibly busy guy, so he hasn't been able to play much lately. But when he first started, he kept on dying from trees falling on him. And I felt bad for him. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. How'd you die? Did a grayling surprise you? Or did a troll come out of nowhere? What happened? Tree. What? Yeah, tree fell on me. Wow. What about the next time you died? Yeah, that was a tree. Have you died to anything else? No, just the trees. Too funny. Now, I say that I've died once. I'm not going to say it's never happened to me, but once. Just a matter of, anticipating. I try to always chop the tree from the uphill side. I find that lends to be a safer place to be. But you also have to pay attention. Like right now, I've got 16 health. If I make a mistake and just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, that 16 health will go like that. So, I'm not going to do that. Let me eat some berries. That'll heal me up and it'll raise me up over the standard 25. So here's where it gets fun and scary at the same time. The tree doesn't fall down. It just leans up against another tree. So what do? Well, got a double tree here. Let's see if I can cut them both down at the same time and then sprint out of the way. No! Click the wrong button. But hey, we got 3 down, so that's good. So I'm going to put this out here on YouTube and Twitch, but I am actively looking for an editor. I have a lot of videos that are 3 hours long. That's a lot of video. This video right here is coming up on 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours, I think. That's a long video. And typically people don't want to sit through that for a YouTube video. So I'd like to find someone who'd be able to take a long video like this and whittle it down to the necessary component parts. The good parts, the good stuff, the stuff that people want to come see. I hope there's actually stuff like that here. But anyway, if you are of mind and you'd be interested, I'd love to put your talents to use. I'm not sure what we can do as far as a barter is concerned, but yeah, maybe between the two of us we can come up with something. And I know that a lot of times, like this video, there would be no rush on it because it's just a, hey, here's how you can do this, and it doesn't have to happen like right away. Other videos, I probably want a pretty quick turnaround because, you know, maybe it deals with something that's very fresh, very new, and you want to get the jump on it. But that doesn't happen very much. Most of my videos are like kind of the, hey, look at this. Isn't that cool? Want to try this? Ooh, that'd be fun. All right, let's build another chest. Get this right in there. All right. Make sure I don't already have stacks here started. All right. Now, I used to just dump these seeds every time I got them. Then I started running out of wood a lot. And I thought, well, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll plant some trees. Well, it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. I've maybe cut down 12 trees in the process of harvesting all of this wood. So what I can do is I would find a good spot nearby, and maybe I'd plant these 12 trees right in here. That way I can pop out, harvest the lumber, get some more seeds out of it, come back next day, plant the seeds, and it's a pretty good cycle. They don't take that long to grow, which is handy. So if you don't get anything out of this video, maybe the number one thing I would hope you would get would be to not toss out your seeds. They're useful. They're even useful in a home defense setting. Being able to create a wall of sorts out of trees. Man, didn't even hear me coming. Okay, we have our home base. Now we can explore our surroundings here. We have a lot of fog of war areas here, places that we haven't seen. See what's out here. Look at that. Did not even know it was here. Our house is right through those trees, and this is a place where we can summon the boss. Holy cow. Before we would have had to go all the way up here to the northwest rather. But here, boom, boss. Now, this is important because later in game, we can come back to the spot and kill the boss over and over again to harvest the trophy and use it to create magic items. And that's using, again, the epic loot mod. And I'm sorry we haven't had a chance to see it in action yet tonight. Mainly because it's getting close to bedtime for the old timer. I've got to teach in the morning. But I would look for that on the next stream, which will be on Thursday evening. We will get into the Dark Forest. We will have a chance to beat the first boss. And we'll see some magic items. And that's going to be cool. That'll be where's it going? A cool moment. Seeing that first beam of light coming up from a magic item it's really a cool experience if you haven't seen it yet. And it's it's more than a little addicting. You want to keep killing monsters until you get the correct number of magic items. It's cool. Highly recommend it. Okay. I went back to my old habit of harvesting wood and realized we don't need it right now. What we do need is more leather scraps. Berries is always good. Ooh. Hey, that's our first neck. And they're going to drop something that... he didn't drop it. Typically, they drop something that you can use to cook. And it's another food item that's pretty handy. Okay. We're just going to explore a little bit. Because it's funny, that as soon as I said, hey, let's explore, you never know what you're going to find, boom, a pretty big find. That was nice. What I'm hoping for are some structures. Well, it's nighttime. All right. I'm going to head back. That's the Black Forest right there. Look at that. Look how close we are. All right. I'm going to camp and call it a night. This has been a good start for us. I think that Inger, our character here, is off to a good start. We have a good home base, relatively close to quite a bit of stuff. And the building we're in is pretty good sized. I'm happy with this. Be really happy if I can find a door. I need to drop a torch next to the door. There it is. All right. Well, folks, thank you for joining me tonight. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And I'll be back again on Thursday, same time, 7 o'clock Pacific. And if you haven't done so already, feel free. Follow, like, subscribe, all of that. That way you'll get notifications next time I go on, and you can hop on over. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about education. Let's talk about kids. Let's talk about the mental health of our loved ones. Anything. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So, until that time, folks, thank you for joining me. I'm Old Timer.